118th year they had this event. Goes back to the 1800s. And he won the world championship up there, the only one out of over 2,000 contestants to shoot a perfect score. A Lincoln County native here won the world championship, and I just want to have him in this morning. Welcome, David. And
thank you.
I'm just reading your. He's on the cover of a national magazine. A big picture. He's on the cover of it, and he. You want to talk about that feeling you had to bring back the world championship to Lincoln County? I mean, and how it felt for you, David, and tell me a little bit about the pressure you were under and to win it.
I had something I always, whenever I started shooting, going up there to win. I've been up there, a couple of years ago and tried to win it, but it was held in Ohio. Then they moved it to Sparta, and I went to both of them, and it's just something I dreamed of, after I started trap shooting.
Now, David, you were telling me a lot of people know you by Bo, right? Bo Elder,
right.
David, Bo Elder's in with us. When did you start getting involved in it? Well, before I ask you that, tell me the difference between skeet shooting and trap shooting, because I've seen people shoot the clay pigeons and, they have this thing, pull, and they throw it out there. But tell us the difference between skeet shooting and trap shooting.
Well, skeet shooting, you got two houses, and it's kind of like in a half moon shape. You got a high house and a low house, and the target goes the same. You get a low and a high, and it never changes. The target has the same flight every time. But now trap, it's like you got 5 stands, sort of in a quarter moon. You got walk 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and you shoot. There, you shoot 5 at a time. You shoot 25 groups, and then you go back and get some more shells and come back. You shoot 100 total. But
and you didn't miss a single one.
No.
That's incredible. I guess you could hit a rabbit pretty good too when you get out.
Yeah, sometimes.
So now let's talk a little bit about when you started. Eddie Carter's in with us this morning for What's Up Stanford, and Bo Elder, world champion trap shooters, in with us this morning, Bo. And when did you get started? Talk a little bit about were you young? Did you always have a fascination with shooting and things like that, or did this come when you were older?
I've always, whenever I was 7 or 8 years old, I used to go rabbit hunting all the time by myself, back on the farm. And I've always liked shooting all my life. But I got into trap shooting probably in my mid-20s, somewhere around in there.
Okay.
It's just practice.
Where do you have your own trap shooting system at your house that you practice on now? Where do you practice?
No.
What do you do?
Well, I shoot at Cedar Creek. We shoot over there on Thursday nights, start at 6:30. But I mainly go to Russell Springs. That's because they just started that, I think, a year and a half ago or 2 years ago.
Okay.
They've had skeet over there, but they never had trap. But now they've got trap.
So I got a Remington 870 Wingmaster. Do I come out and shoot with that, or do I need a real big fancy gun?
Don't need a big fancy gun. 870, you shoot one of them. I've got one of those too.
All right, I want to ask you about that. Or Eddie Carter, go ahead. You got a question?
Well, I just want to consider. I had to ask that question too, Tim, and he has a Browning what?
BT-99.
B-99, and I asked him about these guns, and he says most of the big shooters have a $20,000, $30,000, $15,000.
Oh my gosh!
Guns that they use, and
guns are that expensive.
And David just has a regular gun, an $800 gun, a Browning, and I think that Tim makes it more impressive.
Yeah.
For him to just go up there with a regular gun, and that you can buy, here local, and win that and not miss a shot. That's pretty impressive to me.
That is impressive. Talk about what you actually do shoot with. There's folks out there right now that are getting ready to call in on the general store in a little while that have all kinds of guns for sale and stuff. But what do you actually shoot with, Bo?
It's a Browning BT-99 Plus. It's a single shot. It's got an adjustable rib on it that I made myself. And
now, what size shot as far as shells and things like that go? What do you guys actually shoot with?
I was shooting new AA 8-shot is what I was shooting out there. But I reload a lot of my shells.
All right. Now, could you take that same gun that you have and with the same shot and stuff, and I don't know that you would want to, but I mean, could you turkey hunt with that? Could you do the kind of stuff with that? I mean, is it just you're saying people can just have a regular shotgun and stuff? Could you do stuff with that with it?
Well, yeah, you could turkey hunt with it, but I mean, you have to have a bigger shot. 'Cause I think
than the 8.
6 is the littlest you're allowed to shoot for turkeys. But
Right.
yeah, you could. I mean, but I mean, like I said, I've got 870s. I got a Model 12 made. I used to shoot one made in 1923.
Really?
Yeah, I just give like $600 for it, but it's. I mean, it ain't so much the gun; it's how the gun.
You
fits.
got that right.
I mean,
it's the person behind the gun that makes it happen. Mayor Eddie Carter is in studio with us this morning, along with world champion trap shooter Bo Elder. And Mayor, what else would you want to talk to Bo about?
How much money, prize money, did you win in this event when you actually won the top spot? How much did you, or was there any?
Well, there's options you can play. You can play like if you run 25 straight and you shoot 22 or 4 sets of those. So, and then there's 50s. You know, the first 25 and the middle and the last. But I played. I think it was $160 worth. I got $7,200. But if I'd played everything, I'd probably got close to 20,000.
Oh, really?
Do they have people at these events and things that actually will play on the shooters and things like that and say, I'm gonna back Bo, and I'm gonna say Bo's gonna hit every one of them, and I'm gonna bet on Bo and things like that.
Yeah, they have what they call a Calcutta.
Calcuttas.
Shooters, yeah.
Right.
That there they didn't, but
Okay.
they do have shoots out there that's like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you go to one again, let me know, and I want to go and put my money on you, Bo.
I don't know about that. The last one I shot, I didn't shoot too good. So.
You just had a day of days. I mean, you everything felt right. The weather was good, and or I assume the weather was good. I mean, for trap shooting, I don't know what the weather is. I mean, was it cloudy? Was it clear? What was the day like?
It was in and out, and a little mix of wind. I mean, it seems like the earlier you shoot, like right now, it's calm out there. I shot late in the day, which sometimes is not good. I mean, because the wind picks up usually after dinner, if you ever notice.
Yeah, it does.
But, I mean, sometimes it don't, but.
How many people were in this, and where did they all come from, and how many people were actually in the whole competition?
There was 2009, and they come from. I know there was some from Brazil and Australia, but I mean they come from all over. I mean it's the
world.
Trap shooting. It's the biggest thing you can win.
And it was. Now where was it held again?
Sparta, Illinois.
Sparta, Illinois, and 2009 people. And the only one that did not miss one single target was our very own Bo Elder from Lincoln County.
That's so impressive, Tim, for me. I mean, somebody. I mean, I just think it really says a lot about. I know we've had some really good bow shooting world champion here. Was it Mullins guy a few years ago?
We've had a couple. We've had Connor Patterson, and also Roby Mullins that won some bow shooting competitions and things. And Bo Elder is world champion trap shooting. Now I got a question for you, Bo. That of course I'm fascinated with this, and a lot of people are texting in saying this is awesome, hearing about you and how good that you did. Talk about someone maybe that just wants to get into this. Maybe, like I said, I bring my 870 out. We come out. What kind? I need the shells that I need. What kind of equipment do I need? These yellow glasses to look through, and these shooting glasses and stuff. What does someone wanting to get into this need to do?
I'll just get you a gun. I mean, 870 is a pretty good one, but I mean, I use polarized sunglasses. What I use. I mean, if it's real bright, the glasses do help, but I mean some of them glasses $1,000
for a pair of the glasses.
For a pair of the glasses. Some of them, yeah.
Now, do you are there certain things that you wear when you shoot? Do you wear a vest that's got a pad on it to kind of to minimize the kick and the things like that?
Well, my shotgun's got a recoil thing in it that actually stops the.
So there's not a big kick on it.
No, it's not a big kick, but now, like at 870, you might want to have a pad.
Yeah, I would say so for that.
But
Mayor Carter's in with us this morning, along with world champion Bo Elder, talking about 100 out of 100. Now, are you talking about these? What we're typical thinking about the round orange clay targets?
Yeah,
that's what they are.
Yeah,
100 out of 100.
Yeah,
didn't miss a single one.
No.
Eddie, that's amazing. I keep saying
I'm
that.
telling you, it is, and I commend him, and so proud of him to make Lincoln County, put us on the map in trap shooting here, and I was supposed to say one thing, Tim, about Cedar Creek Sportsman's Club is, those folks out there have done a lot. I remember when they first bought it many, many years ago and borrowed the money, and I want to say I commend all the board and all those out there. I know Gary Napier with Ronnie Taylor. There's just a bunch of them, but that has put a lot of work in developing that for the Sportsman Club, and this has played a part in him winning this. Tim, to have that available to the whole community here, the Cedar Creek.
Bo, we're talking with Bo Elder and Mayor Eddie Carter this morning with What's Up Stanford. Are there opportunities for other people to sponsor you? Are there sponsorships like you talked about the type of gun that you use now that you're a world champion? Or are all these people sending you these offers saying, we want to sponsor you, we want you to use our gun, we want you to use our shot, we want you to use things like that? Are there any opportunities coming your way?
No.
Well, there needs to be. What's wrong with these people?
They used to do it, but I don't know. It's the way things change, I guess.
Yeah.
I think I think we ought to get some of our bigger, like our local Walmart may even get behind you. I mean, as a sponsor, maybe. Have you ever explored that idea, David?
No.
I mean, they sell guns, and or maybe some of these other really.
Talk about the folks you mentioned going out to Cedar Creek and shooting out there. When does that happen, and what do people need to bring with them when they do come? And if there's someone that just wants to come out, I'd just like to come out and watch you sometime and shoot it. Talk a little bit about going out to Cedar Creek Sportsman's Club.
They start shoot every Thursday. Start at 6:30. And
weather dependent?
Well, I mean, there'll be a couple show up, but if it's raining, usually they don't shoot.
Okay.
Nobody wants to stand out there in the rain.
That's right.
It's as cool as it's getting now. I mean, I have shot in the rain. That's the thing about, like, if the Grand, if it starts, there's no lightning. I don't care if it's raining. You can't see 10 foot. You're going to shoot. I've shot at Berea, and, I mean, I couldn't even see.
Really?
Yeah.
It's raining that hard?
As long as there's no lightning, they shoot.
Here's something I was going to ask you earlier. Now, when those, are they called targets? When the targets are released,
yeah.
About how far are they? And I know that you want to shoot them as quick as you can, but talk a little bit about the actual process. Do you say pull? You tell them to pull, and then they send them out there. How far are they out there? How many did they send at a time? And talk about the whole process of the actual event.
Well, you got voice boxes. They got electronic. They got 5 of them. When you go to a walk, there's one already there.
Okay.
And 5 people shoot at a time. I mean, that's how they'd shoot it. And it's from 16 to 27 yards. When I won that, I was on the 22-yard line. I mean, some people shoot off the 27. But what they do is you shoot 1,000 targets, and they review you to see what you broke. And if you do break a certain score, you get yardage. And if you don't break a certain score, I mean, if you just keep going and going, you don't never stay in the same spot. You can move, or you can move up or back. It depends on your score. And they shoot from Cedar Creek there. We shoot 16 to, I think, back to 27.
And how many go out at a time?
1.
Okay, so 1 at a time.
But now there's double strap, which is that's you shoot 2 at a time. But I don't shoot that. I just shoot the.
You shoot the 1 at a time.
Yeah, the same.
So you're at one spot and you shoot 5. Right. You go on to another spot, shoot 5.
Right.
Another shot, shoot 5, and you did that 100 times and didn't miss a single one.
Yeah.
Now I got to tell you, when we were growing up, the kids were when my kids were younger, and even when the first Nintendos and all those kinds of things come out, that Duck Hunter game that used to come up, I got pretty good at that. I got pretty good at shooting those ducks and things like that. But Bo, I don't think I could even hang with you, brother.
Yeah, it's practice.
It's a lot of practice. You sent a lot of shells through that gun, didn't you?
Yeah, it's had a lot through it.
David, let me ask you, do you plan to go back and to defend your title next year? Or you got plans to try, to win it 2 years in a row? Are you planning to go back and defend your title next year?
Oh yeah, I'm planning on it, but then nobody's ever repeated that. That's the.
Oh, you're
nobody
going to be
ever
the
has?
first.
I hope so.
At 108, this is the 118th consecutive championship, and nobody has repeated. Is that what you're saying?
Nobody's ever repeated.
So it must be pretty hard.
When will it be, Bo? When will it be next year?
September.
Be
The
in
9th.
September.
I think it's September the 9th. Is when it. See, it goes all week long, but there's one event. They got to have one event that says you're the champion. I mean, you can win different things. Like a buddy of mine from Burkesville, he won an event the day before I did. It was a Caesar Greeny sponsored, but it wasn't the Grand American. The last day of the event, the last day, is when they put the big.
You get a big trophy too.
Oh yeah, I got a big
Show it,
Picture
Tim.
of
Show it,
there.
Tim.
I didn't see the picture of the trophy that was on
bronze, Tim, a really big
there. Oh my
bronze.
goodness!
I mean, you know, it's pretty. I mean, it's
Grand
I want-
American Handicap Champion, and
I
it's
want
on
it,
the cover of Trap and Field.
I won that belt buckle the night before. See that belt buckle? I
Yes,
should have brought it with me. I mean, it's a pretty
unreal.
good trophy.
Bo, we're so proud of you,
Oh,
man.
and I get a ring worth $3,000.
Oh, you get a ring.
Yeah.
One of them big honking rings like they get for Super Bowl championships and things.
Well, it's between $2,000 and $3,000.
All right, here's what we need to do. We want, before all this goes down next year, or even when you have any big events coming up that you want to let us know about, let's talk about it. Let's get you on. I mean, it definitely fits into our sporting events and things like that. Lincoln County High School graduate, what'd you say, 94?
94.
94, graduated in 94. What about family? You married, got kids and things, or what?
Yeah, I'm married. I got a kid. He's goes to the middle school out
All
here.
right, so he's in the middle school. Did they get to go with you on the trip and everything?
Nah, they didn't go with me.
They didn't
I
go.
went by myself.
All right, and you're getting ready to head to work today, or you already worked?
Nah, I took off today.
All right, you took off today, and you were over at Dana, right? Is that
Yeah.
right, Dana Corporation? Eddie, great topic today.
yes.
Appreciate you coming in. Tell Steve what type of gun you used again.
Browning BT99 Plus.
Browning BT99 Plus. You ever have any of those come across the general store, Steve?
No, I haven't.
No, we haven't. But if we have any, I'm gonna buy one because that's gonna win me a championship. Eddie, we appreciate you, buddy.
Okay. Thank you, Tim, and thank you again, David. We appreciate
Anytime.
you. We're proud of you.
All right, very, very proud of David Boelder for winning the World Championship. Big picture right on the front page or right on the cover of Trap and Field. I love that, Trap and Field, because you used to do track and field and things, but Trap and Field, Grand American Handicap Champion, 118th Grand American, Sparta, Illinois. Look at that, Steve. A perfect 100 out of 100, and we're so proud of him. Remember, my friends, tough times don't last, but tough people do. What can you do today to make someone else's life a little bit better? And while you're at it, thank a veteran. Steve's up next. Sperling Funeral Home General Store.